Hello everybody and welcome to King's Quest 4.
Unfortunately, this one was the only one not touched by AVGA. Sorry, AGDI.
AGDI, yes. Unfortunately, this one does not have a remake, so we're gonna do the originals yet. But that's a cool thing too. The version I'm doing is a special fan modded one that not only does it have the Roland MT32 soundtrack, aka how basically, for those who don't know, back in the day. These games use the Roland MT32 sound card. What is that? Basically, it was a top-tier sound card that only rich people had back in the day. But thanks to DOSBox emulation, we can replicate that sound for free now. Also, a special awesome patch a collector from Sarah Help made is that we can also add in the sound effects of the original Amiga version. Why? That basically the sound effects in that version are quite more ambient and really good. So they managed to add that into the PC version to make a super special, awesome, definitive version of King's Quest 4, at least until a proper remake is made.
So, being a sequel, this is set a bit of time after King's Quest 3, after...
In fact, actually, no, it takes place right...
The return of his long-lost son, Alexander.
Yeah, right at the beginning of...
Rosella from the terrible dragon. Old King Graham decides it's time to pass on his adventurer's hat to younger blood.
So, of course, he throws it up and says, okay, kids, now fight over it. Whoever gets it wins.
He flings the battered hat towards his children, while his wife, Queen Valenice, proudly looks on.
My children are about to kill their souls over the old family hat.
And plot twist!
Wait, who's voicing her? Lucy Christian or, no, not Lucy Christian, Jeremy Lee, there you go.
Plot twist! Suddenly...
King Graham experiences a terrible squeezing pain in his chest.
That fucking face.
One thing that I really like about the King's Quest 3 remake is that they took advantage of this particular beginning of King's Quest 4 to imply... Because one thing that they added in the King's Quest 3 remake was, all the turmoil that Daventry has been going through for 18 years has taken its toll on him. It really makes this beginning seem all the more significant because at the time, in the original version, it kind of came out of nowhere. But fortunately, thanks to the remake, now it's much more justified.
Father death hovering near, grief suddenly overwhelming her. Rosella runs.
Oh, Father!
She sobs.
You're still young. You should have many.
Sorry, I have no control over that piece. I'm sorry.
A soft voice asks.
Actually, that's Jova as well.
Rosella looks up but sees no one.
Who's speaking to me?
Jova?
I am.
The voice says.
Look in the magic mirror.
Yeah, that's another thing. The pacing of this text is a bit awkward. This one takes long, but the others are fast. It's weird.
Rosella sees an image in the mirror.
Who are you?
She queries.
Yeah, again, the pacing in this... And trust me, there's no way to advance it myself. We're just watching basically what is a cinematic that can either be skipped or watched, but cannot be sped up.
I am the fairy Janista. In my land of Tamir, there is a remarkable fruit. This tiny tree needs 100 years to bear fruit. But this is no ordinary fruit. If a person were to eat it, they would find that good health and well-being will be theirs for many years.
Whoopty fucking shit, how convenient.
How convenient.
Rosella is much heartened by this convenient news.
Well, to be fair, Teo, we did establish that the magic mirror always tells us what we need to know.
Bro.
Janesta smiles.
Tamir is very far away, but with my magic, I can bring you here.
Goody.
It's just as easy.
Rosella senses that there is more to the story.
But I suppose there are some problems.
Well, of course.
Otherwise
there would be no game.
Again, Janesta smiles.
Yes, you are correct, Rosella. If you are willing to come to Tamir, I will explain the situation. Stranger danger, stranger danger. However, once I bring you here, I can't send you back. You'll have to help me first. Stranger danger, stranger danger!
Confused, Rosella says.
Well, she's a bit desperate, Joe.
I don't know how. What if I can't help you or find the tree?
Janesta pleads.
You must decide now, Rosella. My powers are growing weaker by the minute. Help me, you're my only hope.
Now the fairy is but a faint glimmer, and her voice barely audible.
You care, Maya. Say yes now.
And then she's gone.
Emotional manipulation for the win!
And now we're in Landod.
The kingdom of Tamir.
Oh no, the Port of Call. The lovely fairy speaks.
I am the fairy Janesta. Welcome to Tamir.
You don't look very weak. Rosella looks awestruck at the fairy. She is stunningly beautiful. But still, there is a certain sadness to her.
Well, remember, guys, this was as good as we could do back in 1989.
Yeah,
it's like if Cleopatra became blonde.
Well, Rosella was always
it was 1988.
Ah, that face.
Janesta looks sadder than
ever.
ever.
But this is the CSI version, which came out a year later.
I'm losing my magical powers. Yesterday, as I was strolling through the woods, I felt my powers diminishing and my body weakening. I will die in 24 hours if my talisman is not returned. No pressure.
Again, how convenient.
Yeah,
Again, if you're gonna die in a day, you should be a lot weaker than you look now.
Well, apparently some evil fairy stole
But don't you get it,
talisman
it's
from her.
magical death.
Yeah, it's astral. Now this is an astral projection.
Yeah, it's magic. Intently, Janesta looks at Rosella.
Lalot is very evil.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Yet another member of the Society of the Black Cloak.
To bring more evil to Tamir. Now I fear it will affect my entire country. Furthermore, I cannot send you home without my talisman.
Rosella is unsure as to what she can do. Meekly, she asks,
I want to help you, but how?
Besides, this game's called King's Quest.
You can do more than you think, Rosella.
Janesta assures her.
I believe you will be able to penetrate Lalot's domain.
Okay.
Suddenly, Rosella remembers the tiny tree.
Can you tell me where to find the magic fruit? Why, it's in the Garden of Eden.
Remorsefully, Janesta looks at Rosella.
It will not be easy to reach the trees. It grows on a tiny island with a vast swamp on the other side of the Great Mountains.
Bravely fighting back tears, Rosella says,
I will find them in any way I can, Janesta. How can I find Lalot?
Lalot.
Lola, the beautiful fairy, points eastward.
Debatable.
Lalot's castle overlooks Tamir from the Great Mountains.
I know the pronunciation because they say that her Lalot's name in King's Quest 7, so I know how to pronounce it.
Janesta looks weaker as she says,
There is not much more I can do, Rosella. As it is, I shall do all I can to help you. One thing I must do for you, though. I shall disguise you as a peasant girl so as not to attract attention.
Gee, thanks.
And costume... Well, I'm not sure how that wouldn't attract attention.
Thank you, Janesta.
Trust me, Dwebs. You're about to see that. You're about to see, Dwebs, that in Tamir, trust me, she's the least weird thing in here.
It will be better for you.
The fairy says.
Oh, I must be off now. Goodbye. Good luck. Enjoy Cinderella.
If
you're weak, you shouldn't be flying.
Well, remember, Teo, for the time, this was high tech.
Yeah, revolutionary.
Yeah, okay. So, here's the thing. As you probably guessed, this game is
on your own, Rosella.
Yeah. So yeah, as you probably just noticed, forgot this entire intro, this is actually the first ever King's Quest game to have an actual full-blown soundtrack. Now, the first 3 games had used the PC speakers to do the pew 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 pew, like it was really annoying. It was more like noises rather than actual proper melodies. This is the first game that actually had an actual composer, you know, use instruments to actually compose melodies. That's because, again, they took full advantage of the Roland MT230 sound card, because, you know, sound cards were literally a brand new thing back then. And this game was actually one of the first ones to use it. And the music was composed by William Goldstein, who was a TV composer at the time.
Oh, Goldstein, you mean, okay.
Or Goldstein, whatever. The point is, it was a TV composer.
It's a Jewish last name, that's what I know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can find Lalot. All right. Oh yeah, and okay.
there?
You didn't see this in the remakes, but here's the thing: in the original King's Quest game, since there was no pointing and clicking yet, because mouses were not well, this one does have mouse interface, but they were still like brand fucking new, so they didn't know exactly how to implement the mouse. So at the time we eventually. Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh, Lalote's goons.
Uh-oh.
I'll explain later. This is important. Yeah, that animation is also pretty awkward. They grab her for the arms and shit.
Well, my pets.
Lalote hisses.
What have you drug home today?
Lalote gives you the once-over, and as she does, her red eyes begin to narrow.
Are you a foolish girl who wandered here by mistake? Or are you a spy sent here by my enemy, Janesta?
That would be the latter.
You swear to Lalote
better
that you
know
are
that.
nothing but a poor peasant girl who has lost her way, but she doesn't seem to believe you as her mouth begins to snarl and her eyes narrow to mere slits.
I recognize that mantra of don't lose your way anywhere. You're one of those kill girls.
For the first time, you experience real fear and begin to tremble.
I hated that enemy, and I swear I'd kill anyone involved with it.
Lalote snarls.
You don't look stupid enough to have wandered here. I believe you're a spy. Take her to the cell.
What that Tarsa movie? Oh.
Okay,
Just
so
make
here's
it
the thing.
there.
Okay, so yeah, the original King's Quest games had an input command where you literally text what you want to do. Obviously, the game cannot possibly have a natural response for every single thing that you can write. But yeah, unlike the other games where you just use icons, you have to press look, or touch, or take, or talk to in order to actually... Let's talking to the cell.
There's no one
Goodness, you don't
nearby.
have to use caps.
By the way, Jova, do you really hate Kill la Kill? Or
No.
Talk to skeleton.
who would listen?
Alright, let's
I don't
try
know.
again then.
Maybe it'll crack a pun or two.
Scream.
No one is going to save you.
Very good. They thought of that. Okay, let's see what else we can. This was one of the big fun things to do in the old King's Quest games. Just try whatever you can think of in the input to see if the game reacts to it and how it reacts to it.
It's like what happened in that AVGN episode where he plays that Dracula game on the Commodore 64.
This game does not understand help.
Oh well. Sorry, the
This
game
game
doesn't.
does not permit swearing.
Down.
But I was talking about a chocolate.
English.
Mother. Fuck.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Let's see. Let's see.
This game does not understand English.
Well, what good? Well, what good are you then?
Does it understand Portuguese though?
I don't know. I haven't tried it. I mean.
Well, I'm screwed.
All right, let's try something else. Oh.
You hear the henchmen returning. Perhaps they're setting you free.
Sure.
The henchman motions you to follow him out of the cell.
Hello there.
Luke gives you a sickly sweet look.
You're lucky, my dear.
She coos.
My precious son Edgar has taken a liking to you, and he believes you. He's convinced me to give you a chance to prove your innocence.
You glance at the homely young man standing next to Lalote. He blushes.
Aww.
Lalote continues.
I wish to own the unicorn that inhabits the Meadowland. Bring me the unicorn, and I shall not only set you free, but reward you as well.
To a henchman, Lalote orders.
Go! Take her back to the forest!
Okay.
Ow, 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 ow.
All right. Okay.
Yep, I
So-
guess I've got something else to do now.
Indeed. And this is going to be kind of the pattern of the game. We have to consistently try to do things so we can get Lilo to trust us. It's the only way we're gonna get somewhere with this. Okay, so now it's time to explore Tamir. Okay, you know how the previous free games had plenty of fairy tale references? Like the free bears in the previous game and stuff like that? This game practically swims in them. Of all the King's Quest games, this is the one that has the most. Like, Tamir is apparently the place where every single fairy tale character comes to take a vacation or something. And by the way, did you hear that sound of the water? Sounds really good, right? For the time, I mean. That's taken from the Amiga version. Thanks to Collector from SCWRM, we were able to put them in the PC version for better enjoyment.
I wonder if you kneel down and peer under the bridge. Aha! I found a small golden ball. You pick it up and carry it with you. By the way, Pedro, is Tamir referenced in King's Quest 2015?
Not that I remember, no.
Maybe it gets referenced in one of the later episodes.
Okay, they do make King's Quest 4 references, just not Tamir specifically. I mean, trust me, Dwaves, play Chapter 5. That's the best one. Anyway, open door.
Yeah, just barge in like any princess would.
But of course,
let's look around.
We have a license to.
This is the main room of the Seven Dwarves' cozy treehouse. What a mess it is.
Well, I've seen Snow White, so I know what to do.
Well, kill them for being messy?
No, Dwaves, clean the house.
Poison their apples.
Please, don't be so cruel.
This is scripted, by the way. Like, all I have to do is say clean house, and she will do it.
Whisk!
Whisk! Quick, let's use cartoony animations to do this quickly. Just like in the third Yokai Watch movie.
Well, I had to learn somehow because while I was trapped in that tower by a dragon.
Alright, let's see. Ooh. Alright, washing the dishes and broom. Just whistle while you work.
Just whistle while you work and you whistle while you work.
You watch quietly as the dwarves file in one by one, get a bowl of soup and take a seat at the table.
Completely ignoring her.
Yeah. I guess they're used to it by this point too. Oh, another damsel who came here and cleaned our house for us. It's the third one this week.
Really? You get those that often?
Nah, we used to get them more often than this. Hell, one time we had three of these in one day.
Yeah, literally. Like, the way they're doing it, it literally looks like they're used to this. They're not even questioning anything. No, that's just, oh, look, it's another one. Okay, porridge. Good. And, yeah, that's one problem. Like, I have to admit, like, we have to watch all 7 of them do this. It's kind of...
This is not 14 of them.
I guess, yeah. Sadly, sadly, there's no way to actually skip cutscenes in this game.
This dwarf must really be hungry. He's getting 2 bowls of soup. Some dwarves seem very pleased that you tidied their messy home. One politely asks you your name. You tell him, and he cordially invites you to sit down with them and eat the bowl of soup he got for you.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, how lovely. You seat yourself at the table and begin to eat the surprisingly delicious soup.
Well, I made it, so it probably... I don't know why would I be surprised that it's delicious.
The price has any cooking or cleaning experience because he's been kidnapped by a dragon.
That remember, Grace, she was kidnapped when she was like 18. So, but before that, she lived in the castle. So,
right. Sorry, I forgot that bit.
I mean, it was Alex. Well, then again, Alexander, of course, would know how to clean.
Yeah, Alexander had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
I guess King Graham, being King Graham, didn't spoil his children.
Well, he couldn't really spoil them considering how Alex was kind of kidnapped as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
This goes on for some time.
Yeah, this was back in the day when developers were a bit too enthusiastic over new technology to the point where they didn't think that maybe they should also allow developers.
Back to the vibe.
Yeah, they should. Unfortunately, this was back in the day when developers were a bit over enthusiastic about this new technology to the point where they didn't even allow for skipping cutscenes. Fortunately, King's Quest V had a cutscene skipping thing, so fortunately,
thanks for the soup.
I guess to be fair, also there was also the bout that there was a lot more cinematics than
Yeah,
gameplay.
yeah. Remember, you have to understand that back then this was incredibly impressive, so people didn't mind. But yeah, by today's standards, obviously, it's a bit. All right, let's look.
Okay, look.
Table.
You see a long wooden table. Empty soup bowls are left on it. You also notice a blue pouch.
Shall we take it, guys?
Yes.
Well, they must have left it for me. That's the Graham method. When anyone leaves something, that means that they're granting you possession of it.
No questions asked.
There we go. All right.
I'm surprised the kingdom hasn't collapsed yet because of that rule.
All right.
Okay,
Look,
we always borrow from
pouch.
other kingdoms.
Ooh, it has diamonds in it.
Yep, we borrow from other kingdoms. That's how we
Open
say it.
pouch.
You open the diamond pouch and look inside. Many diamonds flash and sparkle
Sorry, that's
within.
I have no control over that.
Surprisingly, there aren't any pink ones, though.
There's a good reason for that. I hear they were wiped out.
Yeah, things got pretty rosy.
Steven,
Things got pretty.
universe reference away, please.
Hey, Jove, it was pretty rosy for us.
Oh, there you go. She can actually fall from some distance and survive.
Remember, too, we already established... Well, remember, as we were going to learn also in King's Quest VII when we control Valanice, apparently the women in the Daventry family are far more physically capable than the men.
Silly Pedro. Chronologically, we haven't yet established that yet. It's almost like we do it in this commentary.
I love the sound effect when she falls. It's kind of funny.
Wait, hold on. Was I supposed to die or something? Usually Dad or my brother act scared around that kind of falling distance.
Ah! Uh-oh, that last step was a doozy. Anyway, let's give Pouch back to them, because we're good people.
You know, I swear to God, if Dad is
Being
listening...
an honest person, you offer the forgotten pouch of diamonds to the dwarf. His gruff exterior softens a bit.
Nah, you can keep it.
He says.
We got plenty here. We also got an extra lantern we ain't using. Here, go ahead, take it.
There you go, see? The pouch was actually a test of honesty.
Now get out of here!
Get the fuck out of my face.
Alright, so let's keep going then. Oh yeah, I think I'm testing out the mouse. Okay, here's how the mouse cursor is. You just like the later games, you can click on the place you want Rosella to go, and Rosella will automatically follow there, just like she would in an actual point-and-click adventure. However, like I've said, this was still back when they were still figuring out this whole mouse thing, because the mouse was literally invented like...
What's this mouse you speak of?
Yeah, so at the time, developers were still figuring this shit out, so we wouldn't get full mouse support. Yeah, we wouldn't get full mouse support until the next game.
No, don't touch the water, you'll drown!
Trust me, Dwibs. As you're about to see in a later part, Rosella, unlike Graham, who's a shitty swimmer, Rosella is apparently a fucking Olympic swimmer, because she can swim fucking miles into the fucking sea.
This place looks just nice for me to come in all alone.
Yeah. Alright, let's explore. Look. Portrait. See what it is.
An interesting portrait of a young girl hangs above the fireplace. You gaze at it intently and notice that her eyes stare at the left of the parlor.
So yeah, as you can see, that level of detail that the King's Quest series is known for, where you can, you know, examine practically every single thing in every screen, was already available in the original games. You can always look at things, you can also try to take things, and the game will always reply to it in some way.
Look. Shelves. You examine the few remaining books on the bookshelves. Only one catches your attention. It is entitled The Complete Works of William Shakespeare.
Typo.
Grammar's come such a long way this day.
So what she makes up to what she's strong in water and swimming, she lacks in grammar. You remove the Shakespeare book from the shelf and carry it with you.
Fortunately, Rosella is not a teenager written by David Cage. Otherwise, she would be talking about how, oh, what's this old crap? It's not like I can sell it on eBay for a lot of money or anything. Examine wall.
You know, we still haven't heard any.
You examine the left wall very closely and notice a little latch.
Okay. Let's flip the latch then.
You flip the latch in the wall, and behold, you have discovered a secret door.
Goody.
Oh,
totally not a haunted house.
Shovel. Shovels are always incredibly useful in these games.
Yeah.
Even before Shovel Knight.
Yes.
Well, again, Jova, to quote Spoonie from his Pumpkinhead Revenge review, you have to think like a designer. What's the shovel made of? It's a stick with a piece of metal on top. So what do you use?
Yeah.
So what do you use with it? You knock you knock people's heads with it.
Not just that, Pedro, but it made sense because it was an extremely common weapon, improvised weapon for peasants in Middle Ages.
Oh, let's see.
Oh
Abandoned manor
boy,
that
a
way.
graveyard. We'll get back to this later.
So let's
Also
see.
trees.
Spooky trees with faces, a graveyard, and a weird-looking house that may or may not be haunted.
Remember how in King's Quest 2, the King's Quest 2 remake, they specifically said, you desperately hope that this is not going to be a case of digging graves all night. Like I said in that playthrough, that was them referencing this game, and you're going to see how exactly in a later part.
Reminds me, have we publicized our King's Quest 2 playthrough?
Yes.
We're in the process of doing it. Right now, we're just getting
No, it's already up to 3 at this point. Yeah.
We still haven't paid to remember. You've got to do 8.
I know.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
get to
right. Whoops. See, Dad, it's not that bad.
Okay, so basically what we have to do here, we have to wait, preferably hidden, and someone will come.
Let's see.
Anytime.
Oh, look. Oh, there you go.
It's Cupid.
That's right. Cupid is taking a bath. So what we're going to do, we're going to steal his bow and... Oh, you startled Cupid.
Oh, you startled Cupid.
It's okay, because we don't need the Cupid. We just need his bow and arrow. There we go, everybody. We've stolen from Cupid. Never mind the fact that it's incredibly unethical for our heroine to do. It's also the fact that, remember, Cupid is the...
Love is not gonna happen anymore in the world.
We literally just destroyed
Love
the
is-
possibility for people to fall in love.
Love is over.
Yes.
Da, da, da.
Love is gone.
Actually, too, we're referencing Catherine's Game Over.
Yeah.
You and me another song.
Oh, look, it's the Bard from King's Quest 2. What are you doing here? Well, actually, King's Quest 3, sorry. So yeah, the Bard from King's Quest 3 that we helped, and he moved away, he came all the way here.
Poor guy. Does he know he's close to cursed ground?
Speak to Bard.
You say hello to the minstrel. You're in surprise.
Well, Jova, that's
Who's the
you.
bard?
Well, well, who do we have here?
He asks. You introduce yourself as Rosella.
Hello, Rosella.
The minstrel plays,
Let me
So
play for
says
you
so.
one of my favorite tunes.
and he begins to play. He begins to
Let
butcher
me
an old
set
ballad.
my iTunes list.
Unfortunately, it appears that his musical skills are quite limited, as he
Yeah.
plunks and pings
As
his
we've
way
seen in the
through an
previous
otherwise
game.
beautiful song.
Otherwise.
Yeah, to quote the narrator from the previous game, it's a shame we didn't have any talent potion left to give him.
Yeah.
Speak to Minstrel again.
You unthinkingly speak to the minstrel again, who immediately begins playing another bad rendition of the song.
AKA the main theme of the game that he's playing. Give book to Minstrel. Maybe it will help him.
You hand the Shakespeare book to Minstrel. Curiously, he opens it and begins to read aloud, the first, hesitantly, then with increased forcefulness as he begins to get into it.
There you go. Shakespeare for inspiration.
Also, technically, Shakespeare has been existed in his universe. So keep that in mind.
What, is Shakespeare the villain in 8 or something?
No, but I mean, it's a real important figure in poetry.
Suddenly, he stops and looks at you.
Jova?
So,
Yeah? Oh, right. This is wonderful.
He exclaims.
This gives me a new lease on life. No longer am I a mere minstrel. Now I will become a famous actor. To be or not to be. How's that?
He then tells you farewell.
So yeah, now he goes.
Stardom he'll never get.
So yeah, now he goes
Hey,
on
this is
to. So there you go. Now he goes on to turn himself into an actor. Will he succeed? Sadly, we don't know because maybe eventually, if AGI makes a remake of King's Quest 8, maybe they'll have him show up there and maybe conclude this somewhat. That would be interesting. Anyway, tune in next time where we continue our merry quest. A princess's quest, you might say. See ya, everybody.
See ya.